Hi everyone. In this video, I'll be discussing with you the 4 main ways that you can help to speed up your immigration process. We know how important it is for you to be able to be with your spouse, with your family, to be able to start your future without an immigration cloud hanging over you. And so that's a question we receive frequently, as how can I make the process faster? And so we will be discussing 4 main tips for helping to move your immigration case along. And before we jump into those 4 tips, I'd like to introduce myself and the firm for those of you who are new here. I am attorney Megan Pastrana from Corrado Pastrana, the immigration firm for couples. Our firm is dedicated exclusively to assisting couples through the immigration process. We've helped hundreds and hundreds of couples navigate the immigration system, from filing adjustment of status and completing consular processing to fiancé visas, removal of conditions, and naturalization. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we'd love to have you subscribe and hit the alerts notification. We post weekly videos to give you updates about what is going on in the world of immigration, and also fun tips and facts like this video. We also have an immigration Facebook group called Immigration for Couples, and the link is below. We'd love to have you join our Facebook group. We have weekly live chats with our attorneys where we discuss updates in immigration and also important facts and information you need to navigate the immigration process. And so let's dive in to the 4 main steps or the 4 main pointers of how to keep your immigration case moving along. So step 1, file as soon as possible. So that seems pretty straightforward. You think that sounds like something that is logical, but we see all too often that couples, it's overwhelming. I mean, not only are you planning on what immigration path is the best for you, you might also be planning on where you'll be living and your wedding, and you can get decision fatigued. We get it, having to make so many important decisions about your life. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, and we've noticed and we've seen a lot of couples that are just overwhelmed with all of the decisions they need to make, and they will delay in filing. And that's not a judgment at all. It's just something that we have noticed, that many couples, just from the overwhelm of trying to make so many decisions in their life, they just delay, procrastinate on getting their application filed. So while we highly recommend that you explore the immigration options you have available to you and choose the path that's best suited to you, when you've identified what option that you're going to, what path you're going to follow for your immigration case, it's really important you file the first step right away. So again, step number 1, file your application right away. Wait times are extremely long, many months. Frequently cases can take over a year or more to complete. And so it's really important that you get your application filed as soon as possible. And while your application is pending, you can begin to make other decisions in your life about where you plan on living and if you need to plan a wedding and things like that. But getting the application filed as soon as possible is huge. So don't delay. If you have had an opportunity to, explore your options, we recommend scheduling a consultation with one of our attorneys to determine what path is best for you. And once you've determined that, get your application filed right away. So the second step, their second tip rather, is to work ahead. And so we know that a lot of couples who are going through the immigration process already kind of had that mindset about wanting to work ahead. But really knowing how to do that effectively is really important. Some cases, some couple-based cases have a few steps. You might have to file, your I-130 petition or your fiancé visa petition first. And then you might be waiting many months to get a decision. Not might be, you will be waiting many months to get a decision. But during that time, use that time to look ahead and look at what the next steps are in the case and what documents you can be collecting and be preparing. So when that next step in your case comes along, you can hit the ground running and avoid delays on that front as well. And so our firm has do-it-yourself packages, as well as traditional full representation where our firm and attorneys and team are in the driver's seat. But for both of our clients, whether they're going through the do-it-yourself process or full representation, we're always working ahead. And so for our do-it-yourself clients, you'll have step-by-step instructions for every phase of the case, and also document lists and what things you can begin working on while you're waiting for the petition, or while you're waiting for that first step of your application while that's pending. And so working ahead is extremely helpful. It can take months off of your case processing times if you have things ready to go when the next step comes around to get everything filed and keep moving ahead. And so that's what we do for all of our clients here at Corrado Pastrana. And we highly recommend that for you as well. So step 2, again, is working ahead. Step 3 is to always make sure that if you receive a request for evidence or for more documents from immigration on your case, that you respond as soon as possible. Not only should you respond as soon as possible, you should respond properly. You should be very careful when you get those requests for evidence. Sometimes requests for evidence are things that we can anticipate. So here at our firm, if we know that there's certain things that an individual might not have been able to get before their adjustment interview, such as a medical exam or something like that, for example, we can be prepared with that. For the most part, you want to do everything possible, though, to avoid getting a request for evidence. If you do get one, though, it's very important that you respond quickly but accurately. Is very, very important. We have seen individuals who we practice immigration law exclusively, and it can be quite a labyrinth, and sometimes things can seem straightforward, but those requests for evidence, you need to be very careful in making sure you respond accurately. Because we've seen it all too often, individuals who've done their own case innocently think that they are understanding what the request is asking for, only to respond and have their application denied. And then that's going to set you back a lot. You're going to start over. Typically, you'll have to start over with filing your application, and we hate to see that happen. And so that's why step or tip number 3 is to make sure not only that you respond quickly to requests for evidence, but also that you respond accurately. And so again, our firm offers do-it-yourself courses that help you to navigate some of the common immigration, some of the pitfalls, some of the things that people tend to overlook that cause requests for evidence if they're trying to prepare their own application. And our team also can work with you if you've gotten a request for evidence. We can help you to understand what it means and how you can best respond to that request for evidence, because we'd hate to have you respond and not respond accurately. So responding quickly and accurately on your request for evidence is very important. If you happen to be in a situation where you've received a request for evidence, please see the link below, and also above we have 2 links for you to schedule an appointment with one of the attorneys on our team, so we can help you to get clarity on what needs to be done in your case. So that's step 3. And then step 4 would be to make sure that you're using all of the tools available to you in terms of monitoring your case processing times. USCIS has a case processing times tool to give you an idea of how long cases are taking on average, and it'll also have a date where they're currently processing applications. And so there's a way that you can make an inquiry, an outside of processing times request on the USCIS tools. And so sometimes cases can be outside of that processing time, and what our firm does is we will reach out to USCIS via that tool to inquire about what the delay is. And also the other tool you can use is if your case is well beyond those processing times and you've made numerous attempts to contact immigration, receiving congressional support, reaching out to your representatives is something you can do. Now, immigration cases take a long time. That doesn't mean that you can reach out to your congressional representative or senator and just generally because it's taking a long time. You have to be outside of normal case processing times. But again, using that USCIS processing times tool to make that inquiry And receiving congressional support when applicable is a really great way to keep your case moving forward. Our firm does that frequently, and helping clients to get their cases moving along by using those two tools. So those are the 4 steps for helping you to keep your immigration case moving along. Again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. Hit the alerts button